include it. Let's just review where we are and where I was last time. So we've got access to teleportation. We've got down here trying to automate pacus. I had some pacus that were crammed, but they seem to be fine at the moment. I've been moving a few eggs at high priority. Over into here, we're going to automate that process shortly. And we've got this little asteroid here, which we've been starting to pump some liquid from here. A mix of brine and polluted water. So I've got to decide then, what is the priority in each of these locations? I notice that this guy here is dormant, and this guy here is not, but he's overpressure, and I don't want to see that. So I think what I'm going to do is push this down here. Make a regular pipe going out like this. Then we'll change this to an insulated pipe from this point on. Wire connect into that. Kester John says, hey, hello. Goals for today. I'm an episode or two behind. So I named the episode, whether it stays that way, we'll see. But I named the episode Drecko and Pacu. And I think that's going to be the goal. I'm going to see if we can get the carnivore achievement. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm going to try. We've got these pacus sitting here. It started off with them being crammed. They're no longer crammed at the moment, so that's an improvement. But longer term goal, I want to cool things off and establish this as a base, despite the fact that it's really hot. I'm going to see if I can do that using partially with the resources that I have on this asteroid. We've got also lots of water that I could teleport, send over. That's being sent in here. So I think this is going to be the priority here, is to make sure this guy's here for long-term longevity, is to get this guy not overpressured. That's probably priority one for at least this asteroid. Now let's think about this. Kester says, yeah, Pacu is great for carnivore shape. Yes, it is. I'm just hoping I've given myself enough time. So I need to have water in order to survive. Still relying on this little bit of water. So this is about just extending our life a little bit longer. I think that's fine. And, oh yeah, that's right. New liquid for the pacus coming in. That's maybe this is a priority on this side, is to get this accepted. Otherwise, that's just going to flow down and kind of be pointless. Now, I do see I'm going to be digging through and potentially getting algae here, which I need to be careful about if I want to get this carnivore achievement. So let's make a priority of getting this little section done first on this asteroid. We'll make a wall, maybe right here. And then open this up so that this guy can become unpressured. So trying to get a pump right at this location. And we'll seal this up. I think we're ready for that seal. Put that in right there. Want to seal in the liquid, not the dupes though. So careful, guys. Make a priority doing that over here. Priority is opening up this for some pacus and taking in some liquid. Get the official name could be used for plastic Drecko's fast. Yes. Yes, we definitely want to get some plastic out of the Dreckos. That'll be one of the use cases. Reed fiber and meat. Lots of good reasons to go after Dreckos here. Figuring. Make this the priority. Getting this project complete. Let's go check on these guys. Okay, so now we can open this up. Going to take a quick second to go, or maybe I already did actually. Saved every 5 cycle. Okay. No point saving every cycle. So getting some liquid down here, this is a big deal in my mind because we're now opening up this cool slush geyser. So we're having new liquid go into the world. We can get rid of that pump and we'll utilize this one instead. Okay, so that is nice for this asteroid because they've got a few more pieces there. Meteor showers on both asteroids. Can take this out. Now, this is the part where I'm going to be very careful. Otherwise, we're going to get algae in here, which I don't want to see. Uh-oh! Whoa! What's happening? Is that from... We're just getting a mix of liquid, and that's causing this odd effect. Okay. Let's continue on digging. Do you have a dupe with a binge or stress eating reaction yet? Ah, that's smart. Just in case we get in a jam. Though I do think I'm going to get in more dupes. I've been a little bit nervous for a bit. I've had to think about the order. And I don't have a dupe over on this asteroid into digging. This guy's interested in digging, but let's pull in setup I have here for yet another miner. We'll call them digger. We are getting another dupe. This is our 8th dupe. Another digging based duplicant. So we've got miner on this asteroid. They're going to stay over here, but now that we've got digger here, we'll give them their digging skills. I guess there's some other skills that I can give out as well. So chef, I've given you carrying. Give you maybe more digging. There's going to be a lot. Whoops. Basic digging. Builder. Basic digging. And engineer. We'll give them more carrying. That's right, our scientist is over on this asteroid. That may not be ideal unless I make scientific equipment over there. Actually, maybe that's what we do. And mix, yeah, Kester says mixed liquids are always a nuisance. Yeah, I kind of regretted that. I was in a rush to open this guy up. If I had known this guy was dormant, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But yeah. But I guess the plan is to get in a laboratory. So why don't we plan that? So we'll put in a supercomputer here. Do we have dirt? Okay, look at this. We've got a bunch of dirt. So we can start to dig this out. We'll make that fall down in the research area. I'm thinking of, do we have the ability to, yeah, we do. We'll put a mini printing pod in between the two of them. Then we will put in a research station. Put in some power. That will give us a laboratory. Make a roof. And then open that up after. Maybe a bin here for storing dirt. Okay, so that should end. We'll open some of these doors. If I hit copy here, I can just go boom, boom, boom. Do I need decoration there to complete that room? No, it's still a massage clinic, but might as well plant that. Okay, so that is the plan there. We've got that liquid. Let's just go over before I let time flow. Make sure we are doing this all correctly. Okay, so these guys are going to go over, dig that out. So we've got a pump, and this guys are outputting liquid. Now we're putting in a laboratory over on this asteroid, digging out this little area for some dirt. John says, put a battery in there too to smooth out your electricity when the pug slugs go on and off the line. Oh, I gotta take that out. A battery in here. I've got a battery in the overall thing. Now, should I wonder if I should be upgrading that to heavy wire. Okay, we'll build the laboratory first. Maybe we'll see about that. I've got to very carefully work here. I want to make sure I click on this, just so that this would make a high priority thing of getting this algae out of here. I'm also recognizing, too, that we're going to be losing eggs over time. So the population here will need to be maintained some way, even if it's going to be manual. Actually, if I technically... oh, this is nice. That means the algae is going to make its way over there if I do that. I'm just wondering if I use that to pick up the algae. That might not be the smartest in actuality. Let's let the dupes do it. Oh, yeah. To get the most out of the pug slugs, use a transform. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Then over on this asteroid, the other asteroid. Make a priority of getting this done. Making sure that's a priority thing. Get algae out of this tank. If there's any hope of getting this going. So let's take this. Let's check this out. Okay, so we will want to have our... well, I guess we'll say any critter egg be thrown in there. Okay, so now we shouldn't be causing crowded conditions with eggs. I think we've got all the algae out, so that's important. Then maybe if that's the case... Oh yeah, so let's have a look. Oh, we've got a shine bug in here, which is not intended. And we don't have the Dreckos, which I do want. So this is all not working well at all. So I've marked these two Dreckos to be wrangled, brought down in here. Let's get a priority getting that guy out. There's a Drecko finally, where he's supposed to be. Alright, 20,000 calories. What can we do with food? We could grow... Oh! Let's see a pip spin in here. Take that, copy that across. So we get some mealwood for these guys. Alright, clearly the laboratory must be working. Research being complete. Take out a little bit of metal. Alright, let's have a think about where we're going next. We've got this little project over here. So I guess that's fine. Get rid of that tile. And at some point, I suspect we'll get another Pacu here. Probably move next one over. And yet another Drecko. And we'll keep him wild. So a little bit of reed fiber. We're starting to explore up in this direction. Let's see, Kester says, are you ranching the hatches? I don't have sandstone. And there's lots of sand. I think you can give them sand. You know what? Let's give that a bit of a try. Trying to find a good spot here, maybe up in this zone. Going across. I think I'm going to be expanding the barracks with more dupes, so better prepare for that. Actually, maybe up here will be another barracks, and above this will be our spot for experimenting on our hatch stable. So the Drecko stable is going along. Pacus are going along. We've got some tame version in there. Their eggs are building up for us here. Oh, idleness over here. Okay, so these guys have their laboratory. Let's finish digging this out, having dirt thrown down in here. Mister, see ya. Alright, so take that out. Open that like that. That across like this. So just opening up this area for our dirt storage, our laboratory. Okay, so then back over here. These guys have their project. So I'm thinking another barracks. Let's prepare for more dupes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a ceiling there. Open that up a bit. Create that like that. That there. One of those there. And we'll get this odd door. So over on this asteroid, I'm going to be bringing in more dupes, so we'll expand our barracks. Okay, so those guys have some dirt. Let's look at research then. But where is my... Oh, pitcher pump over there. Awesome. So that's why research is able to go on. Okay, maybe we'll do plastic manufacturing. See a critter here. Let's do our heavy watt wire. I don't think we have any dupes here that can move critters, which is unfortunate, but... could always bring in someone. Oh no, I don't want to take away, now that I have... okay, we need another dupe that can work with critters. So miner over here. Let's give you construction. Let's give you carrying skills. Maybe we'll flatten out this room in here. The nature reserve now, no major harm though. Oh, was there a nature reserve break? Oh yeah, there was. Okay, yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What did we do? Okay. We're relying on 2 plants in here. So we could pull in, put in this back, open this up. Fortunately, I have a bunch of plants. Can't necessarily get. So there's one there. Technically, there's one there. So let's do this. And this. For that, we'll need to take that out. A little bit worried that this will make the room too big, but we'll see. Good that way. 113, 4 wild plants. I've got 1, 2, 3. Ah, door. Okay, so nature reserve back on base. Let's see about spot for these for some hatches. So we'll put food, drop off right there. That there. Door. We're constructing an area here for our hatch stable. Okay, so I'm either thinking we need to do, I kind of wanted to have someone that can work with critters, but I'm realizing we need to up our calories. Actually, how are our calories doing over on this asteroid? 12,000 calories. It's a bit of an issue here. We'll mop up. And we get some of these growing. So at least they've got that as a food source. Maybe we'll expand that. That will take care of food, I'm thinking, over here. Over on this asteroid, though, we're still on mush bars. Copy that across like that. I'm almost thinking, I'm trying to debate, do I want someone who can cook? Or do I want someone on critters? Kester was mentioned about the egg incubator. For the, actually, that's not a bad idea. Incubator. Let's get rid of this. Do I have, tech for it? I do. Okay. So let's put in that there. Got a little Pacu. We got some Pacu fries, though, so maybe we're okay, actually. Technically, if I get the dupes to drop this off right there, I can transport that guy. And did we see a second one? Yeah. So I want to locate you to their high priority. Okay, so actually maybe I'm thinking we still would want... Do we still want the incubator? To get our food source. Let's run that. Let's run that. Maybe with a door right there. So we don't, otherwise we get fish going down here. Which I guess actually is not necessarily a bad thing. Because this is where we'd want to cook them. Maybe I'll just leave that alone. Okay. So time to make a decision. Someone that can cook to help out with the fact that we've got low calories right now. Or someone, I'm thinking I'm risking it, going for with a rancher. Let's see, hopefully I don't regret this. Let's see, John says rancher, okay. So I've got, I'll call you veterinarian, farming, ranching. So bringing in veterinarian to help out eventually with all the critters that we're going to have, also building in an incubator. Okay, so over on this asteroid, these guys are going to be doing some more farming. Fortunately, we've got that guy there. Let's put in a little Ross for that. Now the question is, where is our hatch? In the ground, do I do a just picking up non-hatch critters? I could look at night. Oh, don't bother. Or I could look for some buried objects. I can't find one. Okay, the other thing, I've got to make sure that we're at the appropriate size. Or like this. See what that gives us. Okay, veterinarian will give you your farming skill. Catch is in the bottom right. Okay, it's nighttime now, so far bottom, or yes, there you are. Okay, let's take you. Thank you for that. And we'll send you up here. Let's have a look at their food source. So typically I would give them sandstone, but I don't have a lot of sandstone. So I'll hit sand. I don't know what we're doing for sand just because I've been avoiding some of that hot sand going in. 77 tons. Should be alright then. That should be auto. Store can be opened. Make this a priority. Okay, over on this asteroid, they're still working out their barracks. Oh, okay. Calories. Thinking maybe temporarily I'm going to turn this off until we have two dupes on cooking. Let's click on hatch 8 here. Got priority. Where's our hatch? Has someone lost our hatch? Okay, he's over here, it looks like. In here, we need to get that incubator set up for Pacu eggs. Got a priority. Yeah, we are having a hatch. Hold on, let's confirm someone can actually get there. I think they can. The door can be opened up. Show navigation. I mean, dupes can walk across here. Oh, now it's selected. Taking a bit of time for this hatch to be wrangled for some reason. Definitely a sign we need more than one dupe on ranching. You put an unpowered incubator above the Pacu tank, you'll be able to replace any that are old. Okay, yep. I'm wondering if this is enough liquid. We're just spilling water back in here. If that's the case, we could turn that off. Or these guys, we can't actually have a tank that's... I think this is kind of in the way. I almost think maybe... I don't know. I think what I need to do is raise this. Maybe this as well. Though, be careful. Let's put that there. Raise this as well. Actually, I was going to raise that 1 tile. Won't we raise it 2 tiles, actually? Then we'll have our algae storage. What's your rancher's priorities? Let's have a look, rancher. On digging. Ha! Okay. Veterinarian, let's have a look at some of the other stuff. Digger, let's give you digging. Engineer, probably on building. Chef, you've got to be on cooking. All right. Yes, that would potentially explain what was going on. Okay, so you guys are moving dirt, so that's probably a sign you guys need to get doing something. Let's start moving some useful stuff over. And some power. Copy that. Start growing more food over here. And we'll start transporting, allow manual use so that they can bring in some of that good material. So I think we've got to focus over here with this Pacu. I like the idea of the incubator. So let's put in maybe 1 down here. Raising that means that liquid can keep falling. Let's put in G. Take this material out. Get that to be dropped off up there at high priority. We'll do that before we destroy this thing, because I don't want a bunch of algae falling down here. So that will take that out. Actually, if I have that up at this level, I'm not sure if that's going to be okay or not. Okay. And let's try getting algae back in here. Making sure we get an auto sweeper in between. Like that, though, that would force us to have to do that dig. It's just right there, should be fine for now. Now you're saying this one doesn't need to be powered. Let's check on this incubator here. View. You will go make your way over here. And then I can attack you at this location. This is close to where we're... Okay. Now let's have a look at... Where are we? 9 dupes. Oh, I could get a bunch of pacus. What would 10 pacus... I think in the interest of making sure we get the carnivore achievement, but then I also need more dupes to eat, but these guys are going to go around into here. Give us a bunch of meat. We're incubating that guy. And we've got some hatches up here. See, take the Pacu, John says yes. All right, so we've got a stable up here. Let's check on our Dreckos. I don't really see many eggs. Make sure everything is fine with these. Got reproduction 29. Glum. This may have been just a priority thing of the our dupe on ranching. Hopefully that's going to be changed. Okay, let's see. What is the priority right now? Just finishing up pumps down here. Still a little bit of water, though we're running low. Can start digging up this direction. Terrified of sand, though actually kind of works out well. Just do that as a dig for exploring this direction. Go over here. Maybe explore up to this point. I see a little bit of water here, so that might be useful to getting over to. Pick a research. Not a bad shout at all. A notification system, potentially. That way we could do some alerts. Oh, we'll do the whole thing like that. Working towards expanding the main island. Okay, so we can, yeah, we'll go up in each direction. Up, down there. I was thinking maybe up would be a little bit of an issue because of the hydrogen. But why don't we see if I can get a ladder system going down. In fact, this is kind of how... Oh. This is in the way, but you know what? We can actually move that. Currently not taking in the polluted water yet, though filling this in. Just trying to think. Do we want... Oh, you know what? Instead of putting Pacu fries, why not put in full Pacu? What age? Oh. So these are adult Pacus at age... Oh, but they're wild. But they're wild. And maybe that's not smart, actually. Probably makes more sense to put a Pacu fry that's tame. I'm thinking over instead. So we can get more and more meat. Let's put you right there. And take in another one. And maybe this will be enough. Make that a priority thing. $25,000 calories. Let's knock this over. $60-64 would be right there. So if I put in that, that would be a barracks. Okay, yeah, so what I'm thinking then is we'll make this our ladder system, and I'd like to try to get down into here. This time doing it the correct way, hopefully. Been struggling to try to get that right. I wanted to do this. Let's put in a block here so dupes can't cross like this. I'm going to force them to go down this direction. Put on some gas masks. Go through some liquid. And then go down in here. In fact, no, that's the wrong type. Actually, let's have that as a normal wall tile. So we'll need a T. This doesn't give us room for a lot of gas masks, though. Oh, I could put the gas mask on up here, actually. So trying to get a path down like this. Liquid airlock. And trying to expand this asteroid going down safely. Without Atmos suits, just gas masks. Be about Putting that there, dumping in some liquid, slowly filling in this area. So we'll tap into our water supply. Oh no, wait a minute. No gas masks, right? Yeah, gotta be careful here. So if I put them in with gas masks, they're going to output some carbon dioxide. When they go down this very hot area, they're going to get into trouble. Okay, so that's that liquid is making its way in. I wish I had a dupe here that could work with critters. So I'd move these pug selects around. But we'll make a room for them even if I can't fully move all the... So essentially this will be a power plant. We'll put in a manual generator inside here. Maybe some jumbo batteries. Heavy watt wire. Transformer perhaps at the back. Build this in like this and going up like that for some of these critters that will eventually be in here. And we are quite low on liquid. Don't tell me you are idle. Or, not idle, but dormant. No, you're not. Okay, good. Yeah, this will be our new power area rather than over here. Just gotta find... Oh, we're having some pug slugs take some damage. I bet you that's probably because they're going in here. So maybe we should, for safety sake, put this like that, make that high priority thing. Yeah, John was saying without gas mask for the first bit, and then we'll probably get them to put it on later. Yes. After installation. So I think that's probably enough liquid. We can take this out. Stop sending in liquid. We will start digging out, or destroying rather. Now the only thing is they're going to have to hold their breath. I think they can make it. Confirming this is in fact a vacuum. Get a ladder starting to go down. We've got water, but a vacuum. Probably should be careful to not have that water before we go any further. Make sure this gets mopped up. Take that. Destroy that. And yeah, this will be nice. Otherwise, if I don't do this, I'm going to have to explore in 2 different ladder systems. I think this will make it a little bit nicer. And then from this point on, try some S-digging. We'll go down like this. This might be a little challenging with some sand, though. We're actually not hitting sand right away until we get to this point. In which case, I'll have to figure that out. So just curious how far down these dupes can go while holding their breath. Okay, ba-dum-bum-bum. Let's do 19,000 calories. Let's attack a few of these guys. Attack, attack. Let you out. And we are starting to get pacus, which means we'll be getting meat. Hopefully enough. See how long we can rely on that as a primary food source for a little bit anyway. And so despite the fact it's extremely hot in here. Oh, sandstone. So actually we can, why don't we add that? So whatever is, that way the dupes will pick up whatever's closer. So we'll do sandstone and sand. Yeah, making that out of sandstone, might as well. Whatever is the local material. I'm thinking probably... Oh, shoot. Okay, look at this. We're going down into a further hot area, which is unfortunate. Okay. Let's get down to this point now. To think. I could get a path out this direction. And then it looks like we've got lots of this is unfortunate. Okay, well we'll keep making our way down nonetheless. Okay, just want to take my time. So we've got the carnivore achievement. If I want to focus on that, probably the most important thing is making sure these guys are not overcrowded and that we've got enough. Got some Pacu fries in. Let's just add in one more full Pacu here, age 6. Add them to the mix. I should type seafood. Cooked seafood. Want to make sure that is always has something available to it. In fact, just trying to avoid it going bad. Won't we put in a little fridge? So just to make sure that seafood doesn't go bad on us. Fridge going in. And maybe next to. Alright, let's bring in that chef. Call them Baker. Now we're getting the next to Baker joining. Their priorities is important because generally discouraging cooking, but that's not going to be the case for Baker, and also realizing schedules. So I've got too many dupes on the same schedule. Baker veterinarian. Baker down here. Put veterinarian down there, and we still have engineer and digger. Make a new schedule. I'll set that by 2. Engineer and what's digger was the other one. So we've got 2, 2, 2, 2. Let me just put 4, put 5. Okay, so that is that. Lots of cots. Oh, not necessarily enough places to eat though. I might actually change the location of this. We're gonna have, this is 10. I suspect we'll have more than 10 soon. Now let's think about maybe relocating our Great Hall down here. Let's see, cooked seafood, low on that. Let's do big attack. Cooked seafood going in there. Check on, make sure that the project here is going fine. Put that there, that going across there. Put some mesh tiling like that. Make it plant towards the front. Then we'll have a great hall that can accommodate all the dupes that I want to get. Does that give us 16? I'm not going to have that many, but I guess it'll be enough tables for everyone. See, Cassie says this base needs more cowbell. So let's put in plant. Where is the temperature, actually? The base itself. Ooh. We need a cooling system. There's not a lot of cool biomes. Though we are bringing lots of cool liquid, actually. We're still trying to up this. Is that flowing? It's flowing. Good. Though we are nearly dry. So we're just, Right, not a lot of extra cool liquid coming in at the moment. Seafood, 3,000 calories. That's given us a boost, but we'll try to push this, even though this might be a bit of a drain on our power. Maybe a dedicated transformer for that for now. Up to these guys. Ensure the all-important pacus are happy. Let's throw in maybe one more. What about our Dreckos? You, buddy, right there. See any eggs. Groomed, though, that is something. Reproduction 68. Reproduction 37. You were also groomed. Groomed cat. Check on our skill. Veterinarian, not yet ready to upgrade. So we've got our courier. Maybe I'll give you strength, just something that you like. Let's see, chef suit sustaining. And builder, we'll work towards suit sustaining. And baker, grilling, scientist over here. Let's do digging. And miner on construction. 24,000 calories. Attack you. Do some attacking here. Have a look at where we are on this achievement. 30, uh-oh. Not very far. Not very far. What about you guys? You guys are being groomed. What about our project going down? Still in a vacuum. So that's something. Bring in heavy wire line to there. Oh, we've got an egg. Okay, actually, let's put in Pacu egg right here. Might need to have that taken out. Oh, right. What to do about this? I could either just build this over. But if I did that, that means I'm also going to have to build another one of these. So that has some power to everything in here. So this will hopefully get this whole thing to keep its population, to some degree anyway. And we've reached the bottom, so... go in this direction. I could technically keep going down. Should I try to go through the oil biome with this technique? Because let's see, make sure we dig that sand right there. Otherwise, I feel like that's gonna be a risk. Let's go for it. I don't know that this is a smart idea, but I'm gonna try it anyway. The disadvantage here is the further I go, the further the dupes have to hold their breath. Scalding. Is that from in here? It's a bit confusing. But I need to make sure that... scalding. Oh, that's from over here. Yeah, that would make sense, because that volcano is extremely hot. Source. Not enough. Oh, and you really did take some damage, didn't you? Okay, let's get a med triage cot available. So I don't think that exists just yet. Actually, is that... maybe that's not the best place to put that. I don't know if you can have one in Lab Nature Reserve. Let's... then up here, maybe. Yeah, so let's put miner here. Technically, I know that I don't have a dupe that can actually move him, but I'll just mark that. Okay, so... at least that's given us some metal, but at a cost. That was a risky move. Almost feel like we should be done with this guy. I think we're okay, because I could always bring in more liquid. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll bring the liquid closer to, just to cool that off. Now, can I do the same thing? I've been worried about going up because of all the hydrogen. Should be copying this over like that. And let's make sure we disconnect that to that and that. We may just need a lot of incubators. If there's even a chance. I don't know if there is a chance at this point, to be honest. View. Do attack in here. Where is our calories? 7,000 calories. Try to keep this up. Suffocating. Who's suffocating? critter here that's drowning them. So let's get out of there, Pug Slug. Oh, miner. No. Okay, does it say how you died? Suffocation. Oh. Okay. We are low in oxygen. We're not out of oxygen. Well then. That's very unfortunate. Let me think. Check the calories. Is there a chance then that attacks some of the various critters around? There's 16,000 calories of food. It's not the lack of food I'm thinking. Okay. What to do? Either hook up an electrolyzer. It's only going to be one dupe, so I'll keep scientists busy. Actually, for the shorter term, I probably should just use this. Maybe we'll place that right there for now. Make sure that gets plugged in. And make sure that gets priority. Yeah, so now we have an oxygen source, polluted oxygen source, but still. Curious whether anything that's... There's no coal over here. Okay. Kind of feel like we should flood this guy. Otherwise it's just a risk. I think for now, let's just block it off so the dupe can't go in. And then we will... What I'll do is I'll just do this type of... Oh yeah, of course they can only dig through certain things, right? Oh, we do that much. Alright, and then there's idleness over here, so let's not keep these guys too idle. All important room here with pacus. We've got one that's glum. I'm not liking that about everyone else. You're glum. That just means they didn't eat from the feeder, I'm thinking. Let me do a check that we don't have algae. Add a priority. Sweep only algae. I see some dupes running in here. That's probably a sign that we messed up. Okay, now we've got, we lost a dupe. Who did we lose? Miner. That. Okay, so now we've lost a dupe, so replacing miner with miner. And I guess I also forgot to put in place for graveyard on this asteroid. What's that under? Don't remember. Medical? Yeah, there it is. By the teleportation on the other asteroids, maybe I'll do a similar thing over here. Okay, yeah, now we're looking better with oxygen. We're ranching, miner with digging. Okay, so we're holding up with a vacuum. Now, if I want to make sure I get in here and not ruin everything, we need to fill this in. So we could start with maybe right there and there. Let's put in Pacu egg right there. Seems like getting eggs from these guys takes a very long time. We should be getting ones shortly. Right, so filling this in, we'll slowly make our way further down. Oops, careful. I'm going to be very careful. I do not want to see carbon dioxide make its way up. Okay, if we can get down to this point, I don't know if that's doable, but we'll see. And like that, to that, to that. If I make a wrong move here, it's not going to be good. So trying to fill these tiles in, continuing to get our ladder to go down. So far maintaining that vacuum. Suffocating. Yeah, that's probably makes sense. Feel like this needs to be emptied. While trying to make sure that we've got food from here. Got tame. Don't see too many glums. That's not bad. Let's go copy that sitting like that. So that that egg gets picked up. Why is that egg not being picked up? Oh, I built it the wrong way. Shoot. Okay, did not measure that well at all, did I? Slowly and carefully. Okay, now. Oh no, oh no. How do we handle this situation? Do I have to come all the way over like this? Fill this whole thing in? And should I also be switching to igneous rock? Yeah, let's switch to igneous. Just like that, over like that. View, remove view. And we are out of cooked seafood. Continue to attack and attack. Fill up this. Let's put in another one. Send that over there. Let's make anything involving going down here a higher priority. Oh, that didn't work. To maybe the up direction. We'll try that, but we'll try that with Atmos suits. So, oh, maybe I need to research. Hazard protection. What are you doing here, scientist? At least do your research. We've, is this flooded? Let's just put that there. Put in that like that. The only thing about this project, I have to do this bit by bit. And we need to make sure that this gets put in there. There's other types of eggs too. It's mostly just the Pacu. Tropical, I think, is the other one. I do not feel like this is working out as well as it needs to. I see a little bit of food here. You want to get out of there, Pip. Probably going to get us to go running through our hydrogen, though we've been building up a good amount. Dig that out. There's no way to automate removal. It's a little bit annoying. Okay, do we take in... I'm not really having enough food. I'm worried about the amount of dupes that can eat, but at the same time, we're not really producing as much food as I'd hoped. Nonetheless, maybe we'll bring in someone with construction skills. What is that on decorating? Just have maybe supply. This can be carpenter. So getting this dupe carpenter to join the team. Let's give them their skill of construction, veterinarian. So now we've got 2 dupes that can do critter ranching. That'll be really nice. And go to schedule. Carpenter down there. Now, the further down I get, the less they can do, because by the time they get down here, there's only so long for them to work, because obviously they have to hold their breath. Oh, and there's some plants we have to work through. I don't know. You know what? We don't necessarily have to go down straight pattern. We could always fix that later on. And we're getting power issues. Probably need, should have really had a power plant already. Uh-oh. We've got problems. So it's not necessary hydrogen. It's the fact that I need another hydrogen generator. Since these are pretty much empty anyways, we just take that out. Throw in automation. Right there. Furthermore, if I put that into a power plant, it might be good too. And got you to take out, and you to take out. Done this right, I would put in automation here, but this is a temporary area. I wonder if that's creating a bit of, bit of heat. On. Calculating their heads about calories. Yeah, I can check the carnivore achievements. I don't think it's happening, but let's have a look. 80,000. Oh, we're not even no. Not looking good in my mind. Okay, what went wrong? Maybe it's the number of pacus. Maybe I really should have pushed a larger number in here. Because this is just grinding down. This process is working out. This is how I should have done it initially. Getting much better at this. I bet if I hadn't have had such a hard time, was it episode 2? I've gotten through here in such a difficult way. I would have gotten to the pacus earlier and produced meat earlier as well. Therefore, maybe not be in the situation I'm currently in. I think we're just going to have to go without. I think you're right. All right. Well, that being the case, then let's make a plan. If I don't care about the carnivore achievement, let's tear this down, because that's just a waste of power otherwise. We're still getting our food. This is still a food source. Our calories are low. So maybe put in 5, copy that across like that. Let's have a look. Do we have an exosuit forge? Where are some industrial equipment? Could do emptying there. I could put that maybe in this direction. So exosuit forge going in here. Put in a light source. Put that all up with power. Feel like we need to split our circuit too. Yeah, continuing on down here. Read fiber input. So I think I'll keep expanding the number of dupes anyways. Definitely want to make sure we still have our pacus, because that's still our food source. Take this, copy that there. Empty you out. And now we can make our way down to this far. Now, this is going to be an obstacle, but I think, like I was saying earlier, we don't necessarily have to. I just don't know whether dupes will actually go down that far. Though maybe by that point, I'll build an atmosuit spot here. I'm going to try to make it without, and I'll only put the atmosuit in if it's necessary, and I'll save the atmosuit for going up in this direction. Okay, did we ever get a power... We have a power plant now. Though, it's not actually going to be used unless I put in power control station. Take that out. That. Luckily, we have that plant get out of the way. Do some attacking there just for food purposes. Okay, what was I thinking for the next? Maybe another dupe to concentrate on some of the engineering skills. Or some pemmican, it's some easy food. We'll bring in a dupe next time. Okay, so we're making our way around. Now we're going to have this crude oil. Is there any issue? We'd still have a vacuum. But we'd have, it's a very small amount. Is there going to be any if the dupes stand in it, 78 degrees, they're still going to take, I think this is still a risk. And I think we should still be aiming to plug this up by going around like that. The other thing that I could do is dig like that. Get rid of that plant so we can kind of keep going down directly. Let's check on how much iron I was able to bring over. Feed that into here. Should I? Yeah. Give us more power. Dig in like that, make this all a priority thing. The other thing, oh yeah, the other thing is I want the iron for some atmosuits. Think about how this is going to go together. This is an old room we can get rid of. Oh, and we've got an egg from these guys. Make sure they're not rammed. We'll dig that whole area out. John says feed lead into the power plant reduces the heat. Okay, let's do lead then. So we're going to need more. Actually, maybe I'll make this out of lead if I've got enough. Yeah. So we'll have, I don't know, don't need a lot. Actually, don't have that many we can make. We'll put in 2. For now, anyway. And then we'll connect to our oxygen line. Actually, we'll have one to the side, so we'll do this for now. And we've got a dupe that's stuck. Oh, great. Oh, shoot. We've got critters that are possibly going to be going the wrong... Oh, of course. Okay, that worked out, actually. Except for the fact we didn't want the pip in there. Deliver a suit there. That's going to need some power. And slowly make our way across like this. This also needs to be filled in if it can. Continuing our ladder going down. Still maintaining a vacuum. And we've got this set up. Okay, so let's have a think about this. We want to have a ladder going up. Let's maybe force the dupes to go into Atmos suits if they're going to go in this direction. And ultimately, my plan would be to put a ladder up like this. And if I want to do that, do this similar thing, but except with Atmos... Oh, we've got this possibly in the way. I think it'd be okay, though. Do I care about the fact that we're going up to a hot area? Not from the dupe's perspective, because they're going to be protected, but what might happen is all the heat... Actually, it's not as hot here as it is in other places. I'm just wondering if I do the tea with water, just to be... Why don't we just be safe anyway? So that would mean... Typical little tea system. Liquid. Oh, and I'm realizing the dupes can cheat their ammo suit. No, well, actually not if I build a wall there. So that actually works out. Put that there. Oh, and they can cheat by going this direction. Okay, fair enough. Let's put that there. And they could... Okay. I did not look into the details of where they can go around. So let's take some liquid, our liquid line being down here. This is an old line. So we can just connect into that, I figure. Is there... I'll delete that bridge. Liquid. Why can I not select you? Back up and over. Gonna be an issue. Okay, and we can continue on down this direction. 17,000 calories. That out, open that up. Check the top of our base. And we've got the Dreckos. I gotta think about their expanding... Oh. Glum? We've got eggs. Now we've got to remove. Still maintain a vacuum in here. There's any skills, engineer, electrical engineering. Scientist, is there anything? Let's... Yeah, that's not... The plus side, we are getting more iron, but I think the temperature from this is a bit risky. Yeah, there we go. And that should be enough liquid, I'm thinking. We need to have that like that as well. Okay, so now we can start going up in this direction with Atmo suits. We can sneak in another one. Where are we? Let's go for a dozen dupes and stop there. Maybe we'll get a dedicated plumber, which would be similar to like a courier. Supply tidying, suit wearing. Didn't work. Let's give them their skill. Baker can take grilling too. Plumber can do strength. Double check where we actually want this ladder to go up. That would be like this, right? Yeah, we're exactly where that is. Vacuum sitting right there. Perfect. And we'll start making our way up in that direction. Let's look at the bottom of the base. Still with a vacuum. I think we've got too much hydrogen. I think we need another storage. Throw that right there, maybe. Send that into here, and then that into there. Now this... Okay, this is where I'm going to lose the dupe if I'm not careful. Because of all the sand. So let's stay in the area. Make sure that doesn't happen. Suit. Oh, not forever. No. Let's just ask for one more. This is where miner is stuck. Okay, let's let them dig their way out. And the same thing's going to happen over here. And a little bit. Maybe what I'll do, let's do that. Let's approach this a little bit differently, actually. if I did this, this is going to essentially dig this whole thing out. Okay, come back to that in a second. Do a little dig right there. Door so we can access that egg at some point. And we are low on calories. Let's do an attack here. Start to crank out more mush bar. I think I put mush fry back on. How are our calories doing over here? You're very low, despite the fact that we've got all that growing. That's a little surprising. I guess we'll expand the farm a little bit, though. Is there any problem with these growing? No, maybe this is the first harvest just hasn't gone through yet. Actually, I feel there's no way I'll need that many for supporting one dupe. On this asteroid, what should the priority be? I'd love to explore some more of these, but I kind of have the wrong dupe. We've got a digger. And we've got miner. Let's send miner over. Help over on this asteroid. Hopefully this time they won't die. But what this is going to allow me to do, it's going to allow me to get access to some of those geysers. Let's also... Oh, we don't have metal. Probably because I've been exporting iron. At least figure out what some of these things are. Worried about that falling on our plants. Maybe I should be kind of digging from this direction. Okay, so now that we've got this, what if I did this? What if I just went in safely like that, rather than having sand fall on us? Start to dig the sides here because I'm going to need to insulate. This is cool. Let's take that out. Dig both sides. I don't know how wide I'm going to make that, but here we go. Here we go. Oh, Pep. Still in a vacuum. Though we've got Atmos suits up here. We start doing some S digging. Oh, this is where I again have to be careful. This over here. Research. That, and let's have a look. We knock that over. If I did that, maybe I'd feel comfortable going this direction. Or, actually, the other thing I could do is just like this. Open that door. $6,000 calories. Okay. Oof. Okay, here we go. Maybe if I do get more dupes in here, we will want more food. Let's get ready for that. Up. Oh, great. This extends. But we get a little bit of a cool area. Actually, minus 100. Very cool. We might be able to utilize that. I approach in and around here. We still have our nature reserve, looking good. Oxygen. Good, except for the fact that it's polluted oxygen, but we're fine for now. Start making some paths suffocating. Start making some pathways. $5,000 calories here. I think I'm gonna stop for now on the number of dupes. Let's just make sure we can get to the top and the bottom. Let's put this in like that. Still have that all-important vacuum down here. Okay, so let's have a think about how wide I want this to be. It doesn't have to be very wide, at least to start with. Though if I don't make it wide now, it might be a lot more difficult to do it later on. Let's measure some of this out. Workforce. This would be an even floor, right? We'll do this type of thing. Do a similar type of planning up here. 4, 2, 3, 4. So this would be a floor, like at this level. That would be a floor. That would be a floor. Or I guess I already measured this at one point. So this would be a floor. We can go up to this point. We'll try to do the same thing there. So I want you guys to be able to explore. Access to this equipment. This direction. Build bridge. Let's fill that in. Maybe this will be the width of it. With insulation on the sides, of course. Nice thing is, without the Atmos suits down here, we're not having to wait for only so many dupes at a time that can go in. Okay. We popped into here, didn't we? Yet that has a vacuum. Okay. Not so sure about this width, actually. Stop there. Add in insulation all the way down to there. All the way up like that. Give miner this. Complete this process. We've got extra health. Continuing our bridge. Oh, it's not a bridge. This miner doesn't have all their skills just yet. Nearing the top here. I'm out more to the left because we've got this geyser we have to work around anyway. Up in this direction. Hey, do we still have a vacuum? We would assume so because no one's scalding. Let's finish up with some more digging. I think I will end today once we are connected end to end with insulation. And pathway up. Need that. Out. You're doing some geyser hunting. Just maybe give you more digging skill. Baker. Carrying. Suit sustainability. Carpenter. Construction. Suit sustainability. Same thing. Work towards that. Veterinarian. Critter ranching. Yep, I should look out for pug slug eggs. Put them all in this room. Because if they're going to hatch, this could be a way of slowly but surely transferring all our critters in. Slug eggs, do that at priority, but don't keep them in there though. band our heavy watt wire further over. There's one. Apparently we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm wondering, is it silly at this point to put in Atmos suits, especially since I can only get so many in? Maybe we can just create more. Just limits how many people can actually help out. At this point, I think I'm going to make this much, much more narrow. Oh, oops. Celebrating 100 cycles. Starting to add in insulation. From this point on, I think I'm just going to actually literally go down like this. Whoops, that's louder, not paying attention. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Careful here, careful here. Now, the only thing, we've got all this hot material. It's not extreme. It's not. Should I worry? It's a lot of material, though, that's falling down. So, what I think I should do is kind of move it out of the way a little bit. Deal with it later on. No point digging that out, actually. I may have to call it for today a little bit before this is fully complete, but we'll see. This is basically all the material here. I just want to get out of the way. Doesn't have to be high priority, though. Oh, and it continues on. How much hot area is there on this asteroid? Whoa. Really hot stuff down here. Let's check on these guys. I'm looking for some interesting geysers, though we don't have the ability to... Actually, no, we do. We just have to kind of go a long way around. Do that. Do this. Make sure the hot rocks don't get in your liquid lock. They drops. Oh. Yeah, you mean right here. That would be, yeah, I can see that being a big problem. Thank you for that. Let's get rid of all this material. I think at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off in the left and the right direction. I'll seal it up, and we'll worry about this another day. So start to put in our fire poles. So we are through here. I've got to be very careful about this oxylite. I don't want to get into that until we're actually insulated. Now, do we need to worry about the hot material that's down here? Ooh. Team copy settings. Let's do attack. What about calorie over here? The calorie here is also very low. Technically getting here, but that's a lot. Start to grow a little bit more. Draw the line, I think. Except I don't want that liquid. Gotta be careful there. Don't we? Put that there. Do a similar type of thing just to be safe. We move a bunch of stuff out of the way. We also might want to insulate. Let's just come up out of there. I think that's a little bit of a risk. Go in right here instead. Oxygen there. But we insulate it all around here. So I think all that's left for us to do in this well, a little bit more insulation, I guess, technically. Let me figure out what this is. That could be a bit of an issue if it's gas-based. We got what we... Ooh, cool slush. Now, if I open up that cool slush area, that's going to give us polluted oxygen. We've largely already insulated, though. We're fully insulated on the left. Well, not fully. I guess we technically have that, but... Do I risk going in there? So I would love to get some polluted water in the world. Let me think. If I put a little bit of liquid water right there, that would help. Let's see. Just splash some water somewhere, maybe. Recreate, reconnect that, mop that up, mop up everywhere else. Take a little bit of this liquid water. Send that up here. Open that up. What do we have? Sulfur and a copper volcano. Any other geysers we could have a look at? This guy here we never got down to. That's just technically because that was in the way. $25,000 calories. Okay, so we've got a bunch all of a sudden. Let's put some of that in a fridge, but in a carbon dioxide area, maybe down here. Pull this in like that. Oh wait, hold on. No, I meant to do that first. And what I'll do is I'll just get this to output liquid into the world, which is going to have a cooling effect. Excellent. Nice and cool temperatures that will eventually help cool this asteroid off. Seal that up. This part here coming along. Let's also put this everything that's swept. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Airport right there. It's that little bit of water doing its job. Throat insulation, maybe right there. What happened? Was that the miner from before, or was that this miner? Oh, we only have one dupe. Oh no. Starved. Starved. First of all, where are they? They must have gotten themselves stuck, because we've got 21,000 calories. We are having a hard time on this asteroid. We have 2 dead miners. I don't even know if we can get to... If they were stuck. Oh, there they are. What? And I see that, but... I'm not understanding why miner was stuck there. Because they could... That's confusing. Let's see from this other perspective. Where is scientist? Down here. Show navigation. Oh, unless they were stuck here and died. That's probably what happened. Okay, so we've got this path down up to here. Let's continue on. Down like that. Careful in here. Take that out. Take that out. Don't have a path in here anymore, though I don't know that that's... Yeah, we'll still dig that out. Another suit here that needs a little connection to oxygen. Let me think. If I do that right now, that's going to be okay. If I did that, that's going to be okay. That would be okay. Might as well just build that as insulation. You down with our fire pole. And we are almost there. So it's just all the stuff from side to side. Minor, yes. Oh, I should print it to another third mine. So from here we are good, except for I might not even bother insulate. I don't know, because this is going to get cooler and cooler anyways. Maybe it'd just be smart. We've done that much. See some of the dupes moving stuff into bins. These pop into there. Okay, and a bit of moving stuff into bins, and then I'll call it for the day. We've got all this stuff to move here. Oh, wow, calories very high over here. What is that in? Mush fry. Might as well turn this off. Oh, no, not that. That off. Take that down. And might as well put mush fry in there. Should be okay with water. Let's see. Yeah, we've got a little bit of water there. Actually, have a look at water. We've got some water here, water here. Now that we've gotten down here, what has this given us in terms of water? Not much down there. But there is a little bit over here. But, of course, there's the water that... have I continued to pump in more and more liquid? Well, I guess yes and no. It is still going, but it's limited by this guy here, which is now dormant. Okay, so 2 great geysers, both dormant. Oh, you're emitting again. Okay, okay. But it's not making its way down. Maybe I should do this. Get some of that liquid. Though we're losing gas technically, it's going to be a bit of a difficult thing, I think. I think this will be more next time thing, but I'll start it just to maybe remind myself. Down over here, clearing the path there of hot material. Same thing up here. Skill, maybe some carrying skills for everyone. Mechatronics, it's going to help. just temporarily get this done and out. Make that a 6. Yeah, because if I let all this stuff fall down in my base, unless maybe I put it on airflow tiles, but let's just wait. It'll just be a certain amount of time. We've got 70,000 calories. We got lots of water. I think we can just wait it out. Just so it's not a risk. Because when I come back, I'm going to be connecting this. We'll have oxygen, carbon dioxide here. Here, hydrogen will flow up. That's right. I'll have to deal with the hydrogen change, but that shouldn't be too bad. Automate storage of that. So didn't get really our Drecko stables, but that's mostly because we're waiting for eggs. Okay. That's starting to become a thing. And probably need to automate eggs in here as well. Let's most likely do that next time. Take you, send you out here somewheres. So we'll have 2 additional spots for Dreckos, one for each of the types. Automation with the hatch eggs. Just a little bit more material here, and we'll seal this up. Oh yeah, might want a bottle drainer at some point. Starting to look almost like a clean floor. Alright, so with this very hot asteroid, we just about have a pathway going up and down. Worry about this little section next time. And we found a cool slush geyser. Just curious over here, still that to work out. Okay, so that is that. Let's take these out. Just a bit more material down here as well. Take our insulation before I forget. Go across. Let's make sure we don't have any dupes that are stuck. Take this out then. Verify that we've got that sealed up. Good. How's the temperature of the base itself? It's something we've got to address soonish. So at this point, I probably should feel comfortable with popping into that, but I'm going to actually do that next time. So we'll get that sealed up. All right, and this is Jer playing Oxygen, not included. So next time, the Drecko stables for sure. We'll actually connect this. We'll get a path going into this direction. We'll maybe figure out this. Haven't been doing a lot with this asteroid. I think I've got to worry about this. We'll find out what some of the other geysers are. Food on this asteroid's a bit of an issue. Kind of thought we'd be doing a little bit better. Why is no harvesting happening? Maybe because we just have the one dupe. Anyway, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. See you guys next time.